Crude oil just experienced one of the wildest swing of 2026. But here is the question nobody seems to be asking. Was the recent collapse at the end of move or the setup of an even bigger move next week? Stay with me until the end because I'll show you the key levels that could decide where the WTI crude goes next. This is your WTI crude oil forecast and analysis for next week. After massive volatility driven by geopolitical headlines, traders are now trying to figure out whether oil has found a bottom or if another wave of selling is about to hit the market. Today we'll break down the daily chart, the key support and resistance zone, and the scenario I'm watching for. Look at this particular chart, or what we can see looking at this chart, that the price has touched a level of 70.25. Three things that you have to note here on a weekly chart. See, weekly chart is different, daily chart is different, 2 hours and 15 minutes, they are all different. So you have to understand all these charts have different SL, different target, different quantity, and as well as trailing your SL will be different. Now looking at this chart, what you can see, if you look at this chart, what the bigger thing that we can see here is that the gap is pending here and the gap is pending here. Okay, and understand the gap which is pending is above a level of around $81.8. Okay, to a level of around next, that is what we can see at a level of 83. So remember that this particular gap on the upside, the price is below this level as of now. Okay, but on the downside, what we can see, the price has touched the level of 68.5. Okay, this is the thing. Second thing is that the gap is still not filled towards a level of 68. The price has touched a level of 68.5, but the low is around $68. So what we have to see here, that suppose if it started coming down, there is a probability it will touch $68. Okay, and then it can bounce back. That is a different thing, but chances will be very high. You have to be ready that if it touches this level, chance of touching 83 is there. This is not 100% sure, but there is a probability that it touches or it fill this particular gap. On the level of 68.5, chance of touching 68 is very high if it keep touching a level of 68.5 because it is halfly filled. Okay, and chances will be high if it keep moving below 69.3, chances will be very high it will touch this level and it can touch a level of 68.3. So before I explain you, if you have any doubts, you can mail me at stockmarkettradinglive@gmail.com and one more mail ID in the description, and please watch the full video so you understand how this technical work, and a Telegram link also given in the description, you can join that too. Now going on a lower time frame, what we can see on the weekly time frame, you can see that there is a continuous downfall is happening. Okay, but what you have to note here is that suppose if it started coming upside towards 72.8, which is resistance 1, probability will be high it can touch this level if it started going upside. From there a bounce back can be seen. So remember that at this level you can book your profit or trail your SL to this level, or you can, if it bounce back, then again we can see it will come again to this position. There is a probability. But if it keep moving above this level, we can see the next resistance coming directly at 76.8, which is resistance 2. And if the price rises up this level, probability of touching 77.8 is there, which is resistance 3. And once the price going above that particular level, chance of touching 79.3 is there, and then a gap will be filled toward price started rising above 81.3, chances will be high it will touch a level of 83.3. This is what we can see looking at this chart. Okay, what we have seen, it has made a fall, but it has not made a sharp fall what we have seen in this 2-3 candles. Okay, now but if it started coming down, because see the gap is still pending and chances will be high this gap will be filled. So understand, as soon as it started going below a level of 69.3, chance of touching 68.5 is there, and then a gap will be filled towards $67.8. Okay, and once started falling below this level, we can see 7.1 to a level of 66.6. This is what we can see looking at this particular chart. Okay, and there will be a probability of further fall. Any doubt regarding this, you can mail me. I given the mail ID, so all in the description. Okay, now coming back on a lower time frame, because see lower time frame you have to understand the volatility in the crude price is huge. Okay, as of now because of the war situation and the peace talks. Okay, now what you can see looking at this chart, if you are trading on the day wise chart also, you have to understand volatility is such that if you increase the quantity, you can wipe out the capital or you can make a good profit. Okay, so understand this. So you have to strategize as per the day wise chart as well as weekly chart, even for the 2 hours chart. If you need any workshop, you can mail me and then we can work out on the timings. Or if you need some help, you can mail me that. Okay, now looking at this chart, it can touch a level of 71.8 and from there we will see that it can move towards $73.13. Suppose if it started rising, it can touch 74.2 to a level of 75.6 and then to a level of 76.8 and then a further upside can be seen towards $77.9. Okay, and if it keep rising, there is a probability the gap will be filled. But if it started coming down, it can come down towards 69.5, then to a level of 68.6 and then it will move and fill this gap of 67.7. Now coming back on the lower time frame, suppose if it started coming below that level, it can touch 67.7, then to a level of 66.4. From this level, a bounce back can be seen. But if that didn't bounce back, there is a higher chances of further fall towards $62, 62.2, and then it can come down towards 59.8 also. Okay, trail your SL by around 0.3 or $0.25 depending on the volatility. On this day wise chart, we have not seen much of a volatility compared to what we have seen on weekly level. So you can trail your SL by around 0.35 or 0.25. This is the best what you can do. If it keep rising above a level of 72.5, you can trail your SL by around 0.25. But if it keep falling below 69.3, again trail your SL by around 0.25. So at least you will capture downside movement. So if the price keep falling that level, a further upside and downside can be seen. So any doubt regarding this, you can mail me. I given the mail ID is also in the description. And more lower time frame, I will be explaining you on my day wise chart. So if we talk about the biggest catalyst that is happening is geopoliticals that remain number one driver for oil prices. Okay, at the same time, you have to understand traders also been watching inventory data, demand expectation and broader economic sentiments. Okay, the oil is currently reacting more to headline than indicator. That is why risk management remain critical. So in the next week, you have to understand on the bullish scenario, the price has to sustain above a level of around 73.5, and if it sustain above $78, then only we can see upside. But if the price keep falling below a level of around 69.3, then this gap will be filled towards a level of 67.7 and then a further fall can be seen. For now, I remain cautious but slightly bullish above the particular support, but confirmation is everything. I'm not interested to predict the market, but I'm just reacting to what the market shows. Okay, so if it keep falling below 69.3, it can bounce back from a level of 67.2 or it can bounce back 67.4 or it can touch a level of 62.3. These are the bounce back level. Or if it keep rising above 72.7 and sustain above a level of 73 to a level of 77 and then further upside can be seen. Okay, if you find this analysis helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notification. I'll see you in the next analysis.